So I'm here right off of Duval Street, right near Solaris Hill where I was born and raised. And this is my old stomping grounds. My dad had these shops on Duval Street, and it's pretty much where I grew up. And in this video, we're gonna talk about the pros and cons of living downtown Key West and everything between. And in case we've never met before, my name's Solaris Gregory. I'm also a licensed realtor here in Key West in the Florida Keys. I've helped over 100 people just like you buy, sell, invest, and relocate to these wonderful islands. My wife Marcella, my daughter Venice, and our puppy Honey, we were all born and raised here, and we absolutely love this island lifestyle. And don't forget to like and subscribe because this is a good way to educate yourself about Key West and the Florida Keys. So there's 4 main neighborhoods to this downtown area. There's Old Town Key West, and then there's the Truman Annex, there's Bahama Village, and the Casa Marina. And each one of those neighborhoods, even though they're blocks apart, they feel like completely different worlds. So in the Truman Annex and the Casa Marina neighborhood, you have very little through traffic, and it's a little bit more of a luxury neighborhood. Now, Bahama Village, there are some really nice houses in there, but there are also some houses that are a little bit more run down. And in Old Town Key West, you have a mix of luxury and just regular Old Town homes. So one of the greatest things about living in Old Town Key West is you have this amazing walkability to all these wonderful bars and restaurants. You can step out your front porch and just go downtown, and there's great shopping there, and there's wonderful live music as well, and it's just a great community vibe. It seems like everyone in this area is always in a good mood. I think it's because of the weather. One of the things that people love about Old Town Key West is the historic homes. Now, if you were to remodel one of these homes, you have to keep the front of it looking like it looked in the early 1900s. Now, there's HARC, which is the Historic Commission, and they have certain guidelines. One of the things that I really love about Old Town Key West is you're always very close proximity to water. Now, you can go to Fort Zachary Taylor and White Street Pier, and then you can also hang out at the Seaport, which is, there's great restaurants and bars there as well, just like downtown Key West. Another pro for living in this area is the tropical weather. Now, we're getting close to wintertime and it feels wonderful. We have a nice island breeze, but I would say one of the cons would be, obviously, hurricane threats. Something else that's very inviting with this downtown area is you have all these locals that are extremely friendly, and then you also have these tourists that are here on vacation, so it seems like everyone is always in a good mood. So one of the other pros for this area is we have great festivals down here. We just finished Fantasy Fest in Goombay, but there's songwriters, and then there's a lot of different art shows, and then the amphitheater has great bands. So living in this downtown area, you have what's next to me to my left is Fausto's Food Palace, and then there's also Eaton Street Fish Market, and you have great access to some really incredible fresh seafood. So some of the restaurants in this downtown area I think are some of the best in the world. And we're passing Clemente's. I get pizza from there from time to time for my daughter, but the only problem is I end up eating it all because I don't know what they put in it, but it's some of the best pizza I've ever had in my life. So whenever I get a chance, I will take my daughter over to Mallory Square to see the sunset celebration. And if you're living downtown, you can probably just walk there. My dad lives in this downtown area, and he's a boater, but he just keeps his boat at the marina. He just rides his bike over there and hops on it and goes. This Old Town area is a great area for walking, biking, or sometimes I take my electric skateboard, but the parking around here can be a little bit difficult if you live here, but having an off-street parking spot really helps. But if you're coming down here, there's a few different parking spots. If you're a local, you can park for free for 4 hours at each one. Something that I really love about this downtown area, they have a farmer's market that's open on Thursdays from 2 to 7, and they have wonderful food there and obviously fruits and vegetables. Something that's really cool about living in the downtown area is just sitting on your porch and people watching and just hanging out outside because we have really good air quality because of the ocean breeze. I would say another major plus for this area is you have an extremely low crime rate. Now, you can walk around here late at night and still feel safe. I've talked about a lot of the pros of living in this area. Now I'm going to talk about some of the cons. Now, it's extremely expensive to live here. The cost of living is expensive. The cost of real estate is expensive. And if you want to hire a contractor, contractors are expensive. I would say they're almost double what they are in the mainland. Another one of the cons for living in this area is If you're close to especially the noisy side of Duval Street, you might hear loud music at night. So if you're thinking about getting a piece of property there, I would go there at nighttime and just see what it's like. So if you have a house in the Old Town area and you don't have off-street parking, it can be a little bit difficult because they do have some spots that are assigned for residential, but it's a first come, first served basis. So if you do get a house here, you would get that residential sticker and put it on your car, and then you can park in any of those spaces. Now, some of the time they will have residential, and then a blank space. Anyone can park on the blank spaces. Also, we'll get a lot of tourist traffic. So sometimes you will get stuck behind a conch train if you're trying to go somewhere. Sometimes it can be a little frustrating. So your property taxes will change. So whatever it says on the property tax records now, it will change to about 0.8% of the purchase price. And I think compared to most areas, that's actually relatively low. So as far as the rentals go in this downtown area, there are some properties that have transient licenses. If you're looking to buy one to rent out, that might be good for you as far as a profit, but if you're not and you have a house that's next to a transient licensed house, it might get a little bit busy and noisy from time to time. So living downtown Key West, you have a great quality of life. There's good energy there, but it's also laid back. And thank you so much for watching another one of my videos. Don't forget to leave a comment. I answer all of them personally, and just keep living that island lifestyle.